What if I told you you might already exist somewhere else? Not in a dream, not in fiction, but somewhere in another universe. A version of you is living another life right now. Imagine if every choice you ever made created a whole new reality, and somewhere the other you is making the opposite choices. Today, I want to show you how modern physics and string theory suggests that this may not just be science fiction. What if I told you that the universe you experience, the one you see, feel, and live in, might not be the only one? That somewhere in the vast expanse of reality, there could exist other versions of you living lives that mirror your choices or diverge completely from the path you have taken. This is not a thought experiment pulled from a science fiction novel, but a serious consideration in the realm of modern physics, a theory born from the strange, counterintuitive behavior of particles and the delicate mathematics that attempt to describe the universe at its deepest level. The multiverse, as it is called, suggests that our universe, vast, expansive as it seems, may be just one bubble in a frothing sea of countless other bubbles, each containing its own cosmos with its own laws, constants, and potentially its own versions of life. Imagine each of these bubbles floating like soap spheres in an infinite cosmic bath, occasionally colliding, sometimes coexisting peacefully, and each one evolving independently, following the subtle, unyielding laws of physics that govern its particular realm. Within such a framework, the familiar stars and galaxies we see are only a fraction of what exists, and the notion that there could be another version of you, perhaps making different choices, experiencing different joys and tragedies, becomes a mathematical possibility, not just a fanciful idea. This idea arises from what physicists call the multiverse concept, which has several variations. One of the most compelling comes from the realm of cosmology, inflationary theory. In the moments after the Big Bang, the universe underwent a period of exponential expansion, growing from a subatomic speck to something unimaginably vast in fractions of a second. In this model, the expansion is not uniform in all regions. Tiny quantum fluctuations can cause separate regions of space to stop inflating at different times, creating pocket universes within the inflating space. Each of these pockets, each bubble, could harbor different initial conditions, different physical constants, and perhaps entirely different outcomes for matter, energy, and life itself. This leads to a staggering implication. The universe we know, with its particular blend of hydrogen and helium, with its galaxies and planets, with its stars and life, may simply be one realization of a much broader set of possibilities. Somewhere, another universe might exist where the laws of physics are slightly altered, gravity behaves differently, or even time flows in a direction opposite to what we experience. Within that context, it becomes conceivable, at least theoretically, that versions of ourselves exist elsewhere, exploring the consequences of choices we never made, living out lives that are variations of our own. When we consider these other possible versions of ourselves, the picture becomes even more complex and fascinating as we integrate the principles of quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics, the theory that governs the behavior of particles at the smallest scales, tells us that particles can exist in multiple states simultaneously in what is known as a superposition. An electron, for example, can spin both clockwise and counterclockwise until it is measured. It can exist in two places at once until observed. Some physicists extend this behavior to a cosmic scale, suggesting that all possible outcomes of every event are realized in a sprawling multiverse of branching realities. In this view, every choice we make creates a split, a bifurcation of reality, where one universe carries forward with one choice, and another universe continues along a path where the opposite choice is made. This idea is sometimes referred to as the many worlds interpretation, and it paints a picture of reality as a vast, branching tree, with each branch representing a different path that could have been taken. Every time you decide to go left instead of right, every time you choose action over inaction, every seemingly insignificant decision could spawn a new universe in which another version of you experiences a different outcome. In one universe, perhaps you pursued a career in music instead of science, or moved to another city, or never met the people who profoundly shaped your life. Somewhere, in some cosmic corner, these other yous live out the consequences of those choices, experience joys, sorrows, triumphs, and failures parallel to your own but fundamentally distinct. It is essential to appreciate that this is not a purely philosophical speculation. It is grounded in the mathematics and physics of the very small and the very large. The quantum world is not bound by classical logic. Particles do not behave as we intuitively expect. They can tunnel through barriers, exist in multiple locations, and influence one another instantaneously over vast distances through entanglement. When we attempt to scale these phenomena to the cosmos, we confront a reality in which the universe is not a single, fixed entity, but a constantly branching set of possibilities. The equations of quantum mechanics are deterministic in their evolution of the wave function, yet they allow for every conceivable outcome to exist simultaneously in a superposition of universes. From this perspective, the multiverse is not merely an exotic theory, it is a natural extension of the very principles that have been rigorously tested in laboratories around the world. It suggests that reality itself is far stranger and more beautiful than our senses alone can perceive. If we follow this reasoning, then the life you are living is only one of countless parallel lives unfolding simultaneously, with other versions of you making choices that ripple across the fabric of existence in ways you may never imagine. The implications of this perspective touch upon not only physics, but the deepest questions of identity, free will, and destiny. If other versions of you exist in parallel universes making decisions you did not, then what does it mean to be uniquely yourself? Are we individuals, singular and unrepeatable, or are we nodes in infinite network of possibilities, each version as real as the one we inhabit? This raises profound philosophical questions about the nature of choice. In a multiverse where every possible decision is realized somewhere, does choice have meaning? Or does it merely select which branch of the universe we experience personally? Yet the very act of contemplating these questions forces us to expand our understanding of life, consciousness, and the cosmos. We begin to see ourselves not as isolated entities, but as participants in an infinite, ongoing symphony of existence, where every possibility has its place and every action, no matter how small, reverberates across countless realities. In this light, the universe, or rather, the multiverse, is not a static backdrop, but a dynamic, living structure, filled with endless wonder, mystery, and potential. When we consider the possibility that other versions of ourselves exist, it is impossible not to marvel at the enormity of the cosmos. The universe we inhabit is already mind-bogglingly large, containing hundreds of billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars, each with countless planets. To imagine that this is just one bubble in an infinite cosmic foam is to confront a scale that stretches the human imagination to its limits. Yet physics allows us, through the precise language of mathematics and the rigorous testing of theories, to begin to glimpse this grander reality. It challenges us to rethink everything we take for granted about existence, prompting us to consider that what we perceive as life, choice, and reality may be only a fraction of a much greater, infinitely complex tapestry. And within that tapestry, somewhere, another you is living a life parallel to your own, shaped by circumstance you will never know, yet intricately connected to the choices and experiences that define your existence. The multiverse also offers a new perspective on the nature of probability and chance. In a single universe, events are often seen as unlikely, random, or accidental. But in an infinite ensemble of universes, every possible outcome must occur somewhere. What seems improbable here is inevitable there. Every version of you exists in some corner of reality, making decisions, facing challenges, and navigating circumstances that differ from the ones you know. In this framework, failure and success, luck and misfortune, take on a different dimension. They are not simply the results of chance in a single universe, but components of a vast and intricate network of realities, each reflecting a different set of possibilities. This perspective can be simultaneously humbling and exhilarating, reminding us that our individual experiences are part of a much grander, awe-inspiring structure. And yet, the idea that multiple versions of ourselves exist does not diminish the uniqueness of our experience. While other yous may be exploring different paths, the choices you make in the life you live here and now remain significant. In each universe, the unfolding of events is unique to that reality and the consequences of action, whether small or monumental, ripple outward in ways that shape the future of that universe. The multiverse does not render life meaningless. Rather, it magnifies the richness and complexity of existence. Every decision, every act of curiosity, every moment of awareness contributes to the intricate web of reality that stretches beyond what we can see or measure. To contemplate the existence of parallel versions of ourselves is to confront the beauty and strangeness of a cosmos that is far larger, deeper, and more mysterious than we have ever imagined. The notion that we might already exist in another universe challenges our understanding of identity, choice, and reality itself, but it also opens the door to a profound sense of wonder. Physics teaches us that the universe or multiverse is not limited by what we perceive with our senses. It is governed by principles that are subtle, often counterintuitive, yet remarkably precise. As we explore these ideas through mathematics, observation, and imagination, we begin to see that reality is not a singular, fixed entity, but a complex, branching structure filled with possibilities that stretch beyond comprehension. Somewhere out there, another version of you is living a life that is simultaneously familiar and alien, shaped by the infinite permutations of choice and circumstance that define existence itself. To contemplate this is to confront the extraordinary mystery of reality and to realize that the universe is far stranger, more wondrous, and more beautiful than we have ever dared to dream. String theory proposes a universe far more intricate than anything our senses could ever detect, a reality woven together by tiny, vibrating strings so minuscule that they escape even the most powerful microscopes. These strings are not just the building blocks of particles, but the very threads that form the fabric of space and time itself. Imagine each string as a tiny musical instrument vibrating at a frequency that determines whether it becomes an electron, a photon, or perhaps an entirely unknown particle that we have yet to observe. The vibrations dictate the properties of matter, the forces that govern interaction, and the way the universe behaves on both cosmic and quantum scales. Within this framework, the universe is not composed of isolated particles moving through empty space, but of a symphony of energy, tension, and vibration, creating a reality that is fluid, dynamic, and astonishingly interconnected. When physicists extend this concept to the idea of multiple universes, it opens the possibility that entire universes could emerge from different configurations of these strings, each vibrating at its own unique frequency, giving rise to alternate physical laws, dimensions, and even versions of ourselves. In some universes, gravity might be weaker or stronger, stars might burn at different rates, or matter might clump together in ways that seem impossible to us. Within such a framework, the idea that other yous could exist in parallel realms is not only conceivable, it is a natural implication of the underlying mathematics. The very strings that create our reality could also be shaping countless other realities, each with its own subtle variations, branching endlessly like the notes of a cosmic symphony. The concept of strings vibrating in multiple dimensions is challenging to visualize, yet it provides a unifying framework that can explain phenomena as diverse as the behavior of subatomic particles and the expansion of the cosmos. According to string theory, the universe we perceive may have more dimensions than the three of space and one of time that we experience daily. These extra dimensions are compactified, curled up in ways so small that they escape detection. Yet their presence influences the properties of matter and energy in profound ways. By exploring these hidden dimensions mathematically, physicists can imagine universes with entirely different structure, where the constants of nature are altered and the outcomes of events diverge dramatically from our own experience. It is within this context that the notion of multiple versions of ourselves gains a strikingly rigorous foundation. The universe is not simply a single stage on which events unfold, it is a vast, multidimensional structure with endless pathways, each pathway corresponding to a universe where variations in the fundamental properties of reality could allow for different choices, different lives, and perhaps different selves to exist simultaneously. This challenges our deepest intuitions about what it means to be unique, to be singular, and to inhabit a reality that is fixed and unchanging. Instead, the universe or multiverse is dynamic, a constantly unfolding tapestry of possibilities, each thread vibrating with potential, each thread representing a version of existence that is real in its own right. Time, in this broader framework, becomes a far more complex and malleable concept than we typically assume. In our daily experience, time flows in a single unidirectional stream from past to present to future, inexorably moving forward. Yet, when we consider the multiverse and the role of string theory in shaping reality, time may behave very differently in other universes. It could flow more slowly or more quickly, loop back upon itself, or even split, creating realms where events unfold in a manner that seems impossible from our vantage point. In some universes, what we perceive as the distant past might still be the present, or what we consider the future could already be in motion, shaped by dynamics entirely alien to our understanding. This challenges our notions of causality and sequence, suggesting that what we take for granted as the linear progression of events is merely a local feature of our particular universe. Elsewhere, in the vast landscape of reality, time might be a flexible dimension, a fluid medium in which countless versions of ourselves exist simultaneously, making decisions, experiencing consequences, and interacting with environments that differ from our own. The implications are staggering. The very flow of time, which we consider a constant and universal framework, may be contingent upon the structure of the universe itself. And in universes where the strings vibrate differently, where the fabric of space-time is configured in alternate ways, life and consciousness could experience the passage of moments in forms utterly alien to us. Considering the interplay between string theory and the multiverse also opens the door to rethinking the relationship between space and life. The fabric of space is not uniform. It can bend, stretch, and fold in response to the energy and matter it contains. In some universes, these deformations may create regions of space where physics allows for phenomena that are impossible in our universe. Pockets of extreme gravity, regions where light behaves erratically, or landscapes in which matter organizes in unfamiliar patterns. Within these exotic spaces, the potential for life takes on new and fascinating dimensions. Life may not require carbon, water, or oxygen as we know them. It could take forms that are unimaginable, shaped by the specific strings, dimensions, and energies present in that universe. And within this vast ensemble of possibilities, the notion that versions of ourselves might exist is no longer an abstraction. It becomes a logical extension of the underlying structure of reality. If the universe is a symphony of vibrating strings, then each variation in the composition, each new arrangement, could create a stage upon which life emerges, evolves, and experiences reality differently. Somewhere, an alternate you may inhabit such a universe, navigating conditions that challenge every assumption you hold about existence, yet doing so in a way that is consistent with the mathematical laws that govern that reality. As we explore these concepts further, it becomes evident that the universe is not a static, deterministic system, but a dynamic, interconnected network of possibilities. The multiverse, illuminated by the lens of string theory, is a landscape in which every fluctuation, every choice, and every quantum event contributes to the branching out reality. These branches are not merely theoretical, they emerge from the mathematical consistency of the laws that govern the cosmos. Each branch corresponds to a universe in which different initial conditions, physical constants, or quantum outcomes prevail. Within this framework, the question of identity becomes deeply intriguing. If another version of yourself exists in a universe with slightly different physical laws or temporal flow, what does it mean for the self to be unique? The concept of individuality, of singularity, is redefined. Existence is no longer confined to a linear, one-dimensional narrative, but is a multidimensional journey with infinite pathways extending in every conceivable direction. This perspective allows us to view life not as a solitary adventure, but as a fragment of an infinitely branching structure where each decision creates a ripple across multiple realities, and each universe contains echoes of possibilities that resonate with our own experience. String theory also provides a tantalizing bridge between the quantum world and cosmology. By modeling particles as vibrating strings, physicists can connect phenomena at the smallest scales with the largest structures in the universe. This connection allows for a coherent framework in which the birth of the cosmos, the formation of galaxies, and the emergence of consciousness can all be seen as outcomes of the same underlying principles. Within this grand vision, the multiverse is not a separate concept from our observable universe, but a natural consequence of the way strings interact across dimensions. The vibrations of these fundamental strings generate forces, particles, and space-time itself, creating a rich landscape in which variations in these vibrations produce distinct universes. Each universe may contain its own physics, its own chemistry, and its own forms of life, and within some of these universes, versions of ourselves exist, shaped by the unique interplay of forces and dimensions in that reality. The implications are both humbling and exhilarating. Reality is far larger, more intricate, and more beautiful than our senses alone could ever perceive, and the existence of alternate versions of ourselves is not merely a philosophical speculation, but a scientifically plausible outcome of the deepest principles of the cosmos. Time, space, and the underlying vibrations of the universe converge to create a picture in which reality is not monolithic but layered, interconnected, and infinitely complex. Our intuition struggles to grasp the enormity of such a multiverse where alternate versions of ourselves might be experienced, events simultaneously, yet differently, shaped by conditions that deviate subtly or dramatically from our own. Each of these universes represents a different branch of possibility, a distinct pathway along which the fundamental laws of nature orchestrate outcomes. The more we study the mathematics of strings and the structure of space-time, the more plausible it becomes that these parallel realities are not mere abstractions, but real, albeit hidden, facets of the cosmos. Every vibration, every fluctuation, every choice contributes to the unfolding of these branches, creating a reality that is both more intricate and more profound than our imaginations can fully capture. The multiverse, illuminated through the lens of string theory and the fluidity of time, reveals a cosmos where life, identity, and existence are not singular, but multiply, instantiated across an infinite, vibrating canvas of possibility, challenging us to expand our understanding of what it truly means to exist. The idea that life might continue in some form beyond what we perceive as death is not merely a mystical speculation. It arises naturally when we consider the implications of the multiverse and quantum mechanics together. In a cosmos where multiple versions of ourselves exist, the notion of finality, the absolute end of consciousness, becomes less clear-cut. Each decision, each moment of awareness can spawn a branching of reality, creating alternate pathways, in which different versions of our consciousness may continue to experience existence. This is not to say that consciousness literally jumps between universes in a way we can yet measure, but that from a mathematical and physical standpoint, the possibilities for existence are far broader than the linear narrative we perceive. If every choice generates a universe in which another version of ourselves acts upon a different outcome, then in some sense we continue in these alternate realities. The consciousness that we identify as uniquely ourselves might be just one thread in a vast tapestry of experience extending across countless realities, where the self is not bounded by a single timeline but is a feature that echoes through the infinite branches of the multiverse. This redefines the concept of mortality. Death in one universe may not be an absolute cessation, but merely a transition in the larger ensemble of realities where another version of the same consciousness persists, exploring other possibilities that our current life trajectory never encounters. The possibility that consciousness persists in other universes opens profound questions about identity and meaning. If there are multiple versions of you experiencing different outcomes, then your individuality becomes a local phenomenon rather than a global one. Each you is real and vivid within its own universe, yet interconnected mathematically with the others through the underlying structure of reality. This does not diminish the significance of your choices here and now. Rather, it magnifies them. Every decision, every moment of reflection, every action contributes to the unfolding of branches across the multiverse. In some universes, choices that seem insignificant here may have profound consequences, altering the course of lives and civilizations. The multiverse perspective transforms our understanding of causality. Events are no longer isolated. Each quantum fluctuation, each decision contributes to a cascade of possibilities. Life, death, and identity become features not of a single universe but of a vast, dynamic network of reality in which existence itself is richer, more complex, and more interconnected than we could have imagined. Our sense of being finite is replaced by an appreciation for the infinitude of possibilities that extend beyond our perception, where versions of ourselves continue to exist, act, and evolve, reflecting a reality that is both terrifying and exhilarating in its scope. The search for empirical evidence of these alternate realities is one of the most exciting frontiers of modern science. While we cannot yet directly observe other universes, physicists are developing ingenious ways to detect the subtle fingerprints they might leave on our own cosmos. Tiny anomalies in the cosmic microwave background, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, may hint at collisions or interactions with other universes, leaving detectable patterns that challenge our understanding of space and time. Fluctuations in quantum fields, minute irregularities in the behavior of particles, and even unexpected gravitational waves could all be signatures of realms beyond our own. These investigations are painstaking, requiring the most precise instruments and the most rigorous mathematical framework. Yet, they are beginning to provide tantalizing glimpses of a reality that was once purely speculative. Every new observation, every anomaly that cannot be explained by our standard cosmological model becomes a clue that the multiverse may not be merely a theoretical construct, but a tangible, albeit hidden, feature of existence. The search for these clues is not just about proving a hypothesis, it is about expanding the horizon of what is possible, challenging our understanding of the cosmos, and confronting the fundamental question of whether we are alone in the universe or whether versions of ourselves are scattered across an infinite landscape of reality. As we probe these possibilities, the implications for human knowledge, culture, and philosophy are profound. The multiverse reframes the questions of significance and purpose. In a reality where every possible outcome occurs somewhere, the meaning of our individual experience is both magnified and contextualized within a much larger framework. Our joys, sorrows, triumphs, and failures are local manifestations of universal principles that extend far beyond our perception. This perspective does not render life trivial. Rather, it situates our experience within a grandeur of cosmic proportions, encouraging us to act with curiosity, creativity, and responsibility. It is a reminder that existence is both a personal journey and part of an intricate, infinite web of possibilities. The search for understanding, the drive to explore, the pursuit of knowledge, these are not merely human endeavors, but reflections of the universe's own unfolding. By striving to comprehend the cosmos, we participate in the very process that creates realities, influence not only our own universe, but potentially echoing across countless others in ways we cannot yet measure. The philosophical implications extend to how we perceive free will and choice. If every possible outcome of every decision exists somewhere, does this diminish the weight of the choices we make? The answer lies in understanding that while all possibilities may exist, our experience is constrained to the particular path we inhabit. Each decision determines the reality we interact with, shaping the universe we experience directly. The branches of the multiverse are like a vast network of potentialities. Yet our consciousness experiences a single trajectory within that network. This means that the moral, ethical, and practical consequences of our choices remain profound. Every action influences the structure of our universe, the development of life, and the unfolding of events that shape both the environment and the societies we inhabit. In this light, the multiverse becomes not a source of nihilism, but a source of wonder and responsibility, highlighting the significance of engagement, curiosity, and the pursuit of understanding in a cosmos that is far richer and more intricate than our senses alone suggest. The scientific search for evidence of parallel realities has also inspired new technologies and methodologies that push the boundaries of human capability. From high-energy particle accelerators to ultra-sensitive telescopes, researchers are devising ways to measure phenomena that were previously beyond reach. Experiments designed to detect minute deviations in fundamental constants, subtle oscillations in cosmic radiation and patterns in the distribution of matter across the universe may one day provide the first direct hints of other universes. These efforts represent a fusion of imagination, theory, and empirical rigor, reflecting the essence of scientific inquiry at its most profound. They embody the principle that our understanding of reality is never complete, that every answer begets new questions, and that the universe or multiverse continues to challenge, surprise, and inspire us at every turn. The potential discovery of evidence for other realities would not only revolutionize physics, but would also transform our understanding of life, identity, and existence itself, confirming that what we once thought of as the boundary of reality is merely the beginning of an infinite expanse of possibility. At the heart of these investigations lies a deep human impulse, the desire to understand our place in the cosmos. The possibility that other versions of ourselves exist, that consciousness may persist in forms we cannot yet measure, and that the universe is far more expansive and interconnected than we imagine, speaks to a fundamental drive to explore, to comprehend, and to marvel. It reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is not merely about accumulating facts, but about expanding the imagination, embracing uncertainty, and cultivating a sense of wonder. As we explore the cosmos, we are also exploring ourselves, discovering the limit of perception, the nature of reality, and the profound beauty of existence. Each discovery, each new insight, illuminates a small corner of the vast, intricate tapestry of reality, revealing the extraordinary interplay of matter, energy, and consciousness that defines the universe. The multiverse is not a distant abstraction. It is a framework for understanding the infinite possibilities of life, the persistence of consciousness, and the astonishing depth of the cosmos that we are only beginning to comprehend. The implications of these ideas extend beyond physics into ethics, philosophy, and the very way we live our lives. If we accept that multiple realities exist, that every choice creates a branching universe, and that consciousness may echo through these branches, then our perspective on responsibility, creativity, and human potential shifts dramatically. Every thought, every innovation, every act of compassion becomes a thread in a vast cosmic web, influencing not just our immediate surroundings, but the unfolding structure of reality itself. The multiverse perspective encourages humility, recognizing the vastness and complexity of existence, while simultaneously inspiring awe, curiosity, and the drive to explore. It frames human life as both singular and interconnected, unique and multiply instantiate, highlighting the wonder and significance of our experience in ways that challenge our most fundamental assumptions about reality. As the search for evidence continues, the interplay between theoretical models, experimental physics, and philosophical reflection becomes increasingly important. The pursuit of understanding the multiverse, the persistence of consciousness, and the structure of reality demands not only mathematical precision, but also imagination, creativity, and a willingness to question assumptions that have long been taken for granted. Each experiment, each observation, each theoretical insight brings us closer to glimpsing the extraordinary richness of the cosmos, where life, identity, and consciousness extend far beyond the narrow confines of a single universe. The multiverse challenges us to rethink the meaning of existence, to explore the boundaries of possibility, and to embrace the profound mystery that surrounds us, revealing a reality that is far stranger, more complex, and more beautiful than we could have ever imagined. The philosophical implications of a multiverse populated by alternate versions of ourselves are nothing short of staggering. When we begin to entertain the possibility that countless realities exist in parallel, each shaped by different choices, circumstances, or even laws of physics, our understanding of meaning, purpose, and morality is profoundly transformed. In such a framework, the questions we ask about life, why we are here, what our choices signify, and what defines the self take on an entirely new dimension. The multiverse suggests that every possibility is realized somewhere, that each potential outcome of every decision we make is manifested in a branching cosmos of infinite scale. Yet this does not render our existence meaningless. Rather, it situates our experience as part of a broader, more intricate tapestry. The decisions we make, the actions we take, and the relationships we cultivate resonate not just within the confines of our own universe, but as threads woven into the greater cosmic fabric. The moral and ethical weight of our choices is amplified, for in the grand ensemble of universes, each variation of action and consequence carries significance. By contemplating the multiverse, we are invited to recognize the extraordinary richness of reality, the profound interconnectedness of events, and the remarkable complexity of life itself. Our lives, though finite in a local sense, are part of a continuum that stretches across infinite possibilities. And in this realization, we discover a kind of beauty and awe that challenges the very limits of human imagination. This perspective also reshapes our understanding of probability and chance. In a single universe, improbable events can appear miraculous or tragic, a result of luck, timing, or circumstance. But when we extend our view to the multiverse, improbability takes on a different meaning. Every outcome, no matter how unlikely, occurs somewhere. Events that seem impossible or extraordinary in our experience are inevitable across the grand expanse of reality. In one universe, a seemingly insignificant decision might trigger monumental consequence, while in another, it might lead to outcomes we cannot even imagine. This reframing invites us to consider life not as a linear sequence of random events, but as part of a vast, interconnected network of possibilities. It encourages a sense of humility, recognizing that our perspective is necessarily limited, yet it also inspires wonder at the profound intricacy of the cosmos. The universe or multiverse is both larger and stranger than our intuitions allow, filled with variations, alternatives, and echoes of our existence that extend beyond comprehension. Each of us is a participant in this immense structure, experiencing one path among countless others, yet connected through the underlying principles that govern all reality. In this context, every moment, every choice, every encounter becomes more meaningful, for it is one of the infinite threads that contribute to the fabric of existence. The quest to detect evidence of these parallel universes drives some of the most ambitious and imaginative experiments in modern physics. Cosmologists examine the cosmic microwave background, the residual glow from the Big Bang, searching for subtle anomalies that could indicate collisions or interactions with other universes. Quantum physicists study entanglement, superposition, and the behavior of particles at the smallest scale, exploring whether the effects we observe could hint at influences beyond our observable universe. Gravitational waves, ripples in space-time itself, may carry signatures of processes that occurred in realms we cannot directly see. Each of these investigative avenues is painstaking and requires extraordinary precision, yet they exemplify the human drive to probe the unknown. The pursuit is not purely academic, it is a reflection of our innate curiosity, a recognition that reality is far broader and more complex than what we perceive with our senses. By exploring these questions, we are not merely seeking proof of other universes, we are attempting to expand the very boundaries of human understanding, to glimpse the structure of reality in its most profound and intricate form. Every anomaly, every unexplained phenomenon, every subtle pattern observed in the cosmos is a potential window into these hidden realities, offering tantalizing hints that our universe is but one of an unimaginable multitude. The philosophical consequences extend deeply into our conception of identity and selfhood. If other versions of ourselves exist, living lives that diverge from our own, their individuality becomes a relative, context-dependent phenomenon. Our consciousness, while intimately tied to our experience in this universe, may also be mirrored in countless other realities, each version equally real within its own context. This challenges traditional notions of uniqueness and singularity, suggesting that the self is not confined to a single trajectory, but is instead part of an intricate network of identities instantiated across the multiverse. Yet, this perspective does not diminish the importance of the life we lead here and now. On the contrary, it underscores the significance of engagement, action, awareness. Each choice we make defines the reality we inhabit, influences the outcome we experience, and contributes to the unfolding structure of our universe. The multiverse reveals a cosmos in which life is simultaneously local and expansive, finite and infinite, personal and universal. It invites us to recognize the profound interplay between chance, choice, and necessity, and to appreciate the extraordinary complexity of existence in all its forms. In contemplating these possibilities, we are forced to expand our conception of what it means to live, to act, and to be conscious, embracing the wonder and mystery that arise from the vast expanse of reality. At the same time, the multiverse perspective reshapes our understanding of morality, responsibility, and the consequences of our actions. In a cosmos where countless outcomes are realized, the ethical significance of our decisions becomes both more subtle and more profound. Our choices matter not just because of their immediate effects, but because they define the trajectory of our experience within this universe, and they resonate with the broader structure of possibilities that underlie all existence. Every act of curiosity, creativity, or compassion contributes to the unfolding narrative of reality, shaping the world we inhabit and influencing the emergent patterns of life and consciousness. In this sense, the multiverse provides both a humbling and empowering perspective. It reveals the vastness of possibility, the multiplicity of existence, and the complexity of causality, while simultaneously highlighting the importance of engagement, responsibility, and the pursuit of understanding. By embracing this view, we come to see life not as a linear story with fixed meaning, but as a dynamic, evolving process in which our awareness, choices, and actions participate in the creation of a larger, interconnected reality. The exploration of these ideas also inspires technological and scientific innovation. As researchers attempt to detect subtle signs of other universes, they develop instruments of unprecedented sensitivity, design experiments that push the boundaries of what is measurable, and construct theoretical models that stretch the limits of human imagination. High-energy particle accelerators probe the structure of matter at unimaginably small scales, seeking deviations from known physical laws that could suggest the presence of hidden dimensions. Advanced telescopes survey the cosmos for anomalies in the distribution of matter, radiation, and gravitational waves that could indicate interactions with parallel universes. These endeavors exemplify the interplay between imagination and rigor that defines the scientific enterprise. They demonstrate how curiosity about the fundamental nature of reality drives a development of new knowledge, technologies, and ways of thinking. In pursuing these questions, we are not only seeking to confirm hypotheses about alternate realities, we are expanding our understanding of what is possible, extending the reach of human perception, and discovering the profound beauty inherent in the cosmos itself. Perhaps most importantly, the multiverse perspective invites us to cultivate a sense of wonder and humility. The recognition that countless realities may exist, each with its own version of life, consciousness, and experience, challenges our assumptions about the centrality and permanence of our existence. Yet it also inspires awe, for it reveals the universe as a structure of breathtaking complexity governed by elegant mathematical principles and filled with possibilities that extend far beyond our immediate perception. The realization that alternate versions of ourselves may exist, making different choices and experiencing different outcomes, does not diminish our significance. Rather, it situates us within a grand, intricate tapestry of being where each thread contributes to the richness of reality. By contemplating the multiverse, we are encouraged to see our lives as part of an ongoing exploration of existence, to embrace curiosity and imagination, and to participate in the unfolding of a cosmos that is far stranger, more wondrous, and more beautiful than our senses alone could ever convey. In doing so, we find both humility and inspiration, recognizing that we are simultaneously infinitesimal and central, singular and multiply instantiated, a unique thread in an infinite, vibrating tapestry of possibility. The multiverse also reshapes our understanding of knowledge itself. It compels us to ask questions that challenge the very limits of empirical observation, theoretical modeling, and human cognition. How can we detect realities that are by definition outside our direct experience? How can we reconcile the infinite possibilities of the multiverse with the finite constraints of our perception? These questions demand not only mathematical precision, but creativity, intuition, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. The pursuit of answers drives science forward, inspiring generations of thinkers to explore new methodology, construct novel experiments, and expand the conceptual boundaries of physics, cosmology, and philosophy. Each attempt to probe these hidden realms is a testament to human curiosity, resilience, and imagination. It reflects the deepest aspect of our nature, the desire to understand the universe, to grasp our place within it, and to marvel at the extraordinary complexity and beauty of existence. The multiverse, in this sense, is both a scientific hypothesis and a philosophical invitation, urging us to expand our perspective, deepen our inquiry, and engage with reality in ways that are simultaneously rigorous, imaginative, and awe-inspiring. Finally, contemplating a cosmos filled with alternate realities and multiple versions of ourselves transforms the way we perceive life, identity, and consciousness. It invites us to embrace uncertainty, to question assumptions, and to cultivate a sense of curiosity that reaches beyond the familiar and the observable. The multiverse challenges us to reconsider the meaning of existence, the nature of choice, and the significance of every action we take. It illuminates a universe in which life is not singular, linear, or fixed, but branching, dynamic, and infinitely rich. Within this framework, the persistence of consciousness, the echoes of selfhood across countless realities, and the intricate interplay of cause and effect reveal a cosmos that is far stranger, more beautiful, and more inspiring than we could have imagined. The contemplation of these ideas evokes a profound sense of wonder, a recognition of the infinite complexity of the cosmos, and an appreciation for the delicate, interwoven threads of reality that connect us to every possibility, every choice, and every other version of ourselves in the vast, unfolding multiverse. And so when we step back and contemplate the vastness of the multiverse, the infinite branches of reality, and the countless versions of ourselves that may exist beyond what we can perceive, we are reminded of both the fragility and the wonder of our own existence. Life, consciousness, and identity are not merely confined to the narrow timeline we inhabit. They are part of a far grander interconnected tapestry of possibilities, where every choice, every moment of curiosity, and every action contributes to the unfolding story of reality itself. In embracing this perspective, we find not only awe and humility, but also inspiration. The universe is far larger, stranger, and more beautiful than we ever imagined. And our journey of discovery is just beginning. Thank you so much for watching, for taking this journey into the mind-bending realms of the cosmos with me. Keep wondering, keep questioning, and never stop exploring the mysteries of the universe. Your curiosity is the bridge between the known and the unimaginable, and it is what keeps the spirit of discovery alive. Thank you again, and I look forward to exploring more wonders of science with you in the next adventure.